What's up, you guys? This is Devin from Project Sax. We're back for another CD review, and the CD that we're reviewing today is going to be Summer Horns, Dave Kaz's Summer Horns, or Dave Kaz and Friends' Summer Horns. Now, this is a CD that's unique. Why is it unique? Because Dave Kaz brings in 3 other saxophone players that are also very exceptional. Along with himself, he has Gerald Albright, Richard Elliott, and also Mindy Bear. Now, for those of you who don't know who Dave Kaz is a timeless saxophone player who has made hits like Faces of the Heart, Bada Bing, I love Bada Bing, Put the Top Down, with his newest one of his newest CD, Hello Tomorrow, was a good one. All his CDs should just be like top number ones. But enough about Dave Kaz. He's just a wonderful saxophone player, and he has a nice, round, rich tone, much like a contemporary jazz artist should. He's one of the connoisseurs of this contemporary jazz, this new age jazz that we're listening to nowadays. But that being said, he knows a lot of what he's doing. And along with Gerald Albright, who is the master of funk on the saxophone, anybody who hears Gerald Albright knows that he can pop a funk lick out of nowhere and throw it all up in the altissimo register and do chromatic licks and all this other stuff. And his speed is unparalleled, but his speed is rhythmically accurate. All of us know that funk rhythmically accurate pop type of staccato break type in your face funk jazz is all Gerald Albright, and he's also been one of those saxophone players who's been around during my childhood as long as Dave Kaz has been, and as long as I can remember. I remember hearing Gerald Albright as well. I don't know much about Richard Elliott, but I do know he's been on the smooth jazz charts, so he's been up there. He's more so one of the relatively younger artists, I think, and along with Mindy Bear, who I actually know a little bit about. Mindy Bear. I started researching her when Gerald Albright had said something about her. He had, I guess, gave her a vote of confidence or a good accolade, and he had said that Mindy Bear was somebody you should be listening to. So I went on and listened to her, and I wasn't disappointed. Mindy Bear has a nice, bright, really bright sound, and she's really getting up there with the big titans of jazz. And but some songs that I really like of hers are like I think it was called True Blue. So look that up. True Blue is a really good song to hear what Mindy Bear really can do, because it's a really nice song. It's a really that rock type of, it has like a little country feel to it. It's really rock type country, but it still has like this jazz crossover type fusion thing going on. It's really nice. That was True Blue, and also a song called Slinky. If you can still find that one, look up a song called Slinky. It's really a nice soprano, just kind of in your face kind of soprano type song. It's really nice. And I think it was another one called I Wish You Were Here, or I Miss You, or something like that. So yeah, Mindy Bear really has some good stuff going on as well. But all these saxophone players get together in this song, or in this entire album, called Summer Horns, and it's really a nice album. I gotta hand it to him. The actual mentality, the thought process behind this album is very timeless. See, because I don't know who is putting this stuff together for them or helping them out, but the actual idea behind, I think that might have been Dave Kaz's idea of getting all these old tunes and turning them into something new and something different. It's just wonderful. And to know the saxophone players' strengths and to be able to utilize them, and I'll get more into that later, but to be able to utilize them is wonderful. I love most of all the music on this CD, but I'm going to pick maybe 4 or 5 tracks to really talk about. I Got You, I'm pretty sure that was a James Brown original. Always There, 24 or 64, or 25 or 64, or 24 or 64. I always get that kind of confused. Take Five, and also Rise. Now, Rise is a song that I guess I'll start off with that. Rise is a song that I used to listen to when I was a kid, if I'm not mistaken. Because when you change up the song, I kind of forget the time zone it came in. I want to make sure it's in the right time zone. So if I'm not mistaken, Rise was a song that I used to listen to when I was a kid growing up, and I'd listen to it when I was going to school and stuff like that. I just remember that old song just humming in my head. It's not that old, but you see what I'm saying? It's a classic as far as music is concerned. So it just really made my dad happy to hear songs like that, Rise, and it was just a nice song. I really love that song, how it was portrayed and how it was played. So yeah, that was a good one. Also, Take Five. Now, Take Five is special to my heart. Why? Because it's in the Fate book. Take Five was a Dave Brubeck original. Dave Brubeck died, I think, about a year ago. And Dave Brubeck was an interesting saxophone player in my mind because he was also a composer. But at the same time, when I was a kid, I've always listened to the song Take Five. My dad was a big Al Jarreau fan, and Al Jarreau would sing the lyrics to Take Five. And if you ever heard Take Five, you know that Take Five, it takes a lot of jazz experience to play and to sing and to Take Five. Why? Because it's in 5/4. 5/4 is a time meter. I'm not gonna get really technical, but the actual song itself was separate because it's in 5/4. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2. Yeah, it was the actual meter. It was just off the charts to be able to play something like that. It was different from me. Now it's so different because a lot of songs are in 4/4 or 2/4 or 3/4, which is 1 1 2 3 1 2 3. But to have that 5-bar meter kind of thing going on, it was really a song separate of its time. It was way ahead of its time for its technicality. And well, I guess in a way it wasn't ahead of its time, but at the same time for jazz, it was a highlight song and one of its own unique songs itself. But Dave Brubeck really did, hands down, really did a unique and wonderful job on composing that. Rest in peace with Dave Brubeck. But actually singing the lyrics to that song, once you take a little time out with me, you need to cool off. I just love when Al Jarreau sings it, because Al Jarreau does that. He sings with so much justice. It reminds me of an old jazz club. I've never been there. It reminds me of the feeling of an old jazz club and hearing somebody scat and hearing somebody, like Cab Calloway or something like that. It's just it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Take Five, guys. So listen to that. Why do I keep calling this song 25? Or 64. It's 24 or 64. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. When you hear it, oh my goodness, it's wonderful. But we're going to save that one for last, actually. I want to go to I Got You. Now, I Got You is a wonderful song. Everybody knows this song. Everybody. Like, you don't have to be a jazz tycoon. You don't have to know about jazz to even hear this song. Like, this is James Brown at the fullest. I got you, I feel good, everybody knows this. This is not like a I gotta guess who wrote this song type of thing and I gotta think back to my past. No, this song was probably played yesterday at some kind of party, like this is something everybody can relate to type of thing. This is what I'm talking about. Things that, the new contemporary jazz artists should do is to bring something old and bring something, slowly bait people back into jazz and bring them back into the funk of things when it comes to jazz, because jazz is not really the connotation that it gets nowadays, and it should be more in the spotlight, such as pop, such as rock, such as hip hop and stuff like that. So yeah, I love the remake of I Got You, because that will bring spotlight back to jazz and people be like, oh well, who's this? Is not vocals anymore, this is just jazz, these are just guys peeling out on their saxophones. What is so and see, the thing about I Got You is that it brings Gerald Albright to the forefront. Now, I know you guys hear Gerald Albright wailing on that saxophone in there, man. They gave him his spotlight and he deserved it, man. Because, you know, I Got You is a funk. It's James Brown is straight funk, dry funk. So who else to better portray a funk type of sound than Gerald Albright? Man, not only do they let him play his funk licks, but they're actually the hits they're playing in the background, the sha da 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 da, the background song. They're stylistically it's on par. Like stylistically, it's there. It's everybody. You know, even the harmonies is just stylistically on point. And then not only that, the licks that they do back and forth, it's really. Everybody's kind of like crowding around Gerald, like Gerald, what are you gonna do next, Gerald? Like, okay, so this is what I think you did. Now I'm gonna play this, and this is it's just so cool because you can see, you can pretty much as a saxophone player, I can like feel what they're thinking. Like I was in the recording studio when they make this. Like I can feel myself there, and me, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I can like feel myself in that atmosphere of laughter and that atmosphere of wow, I'm surprised he played that, or wow, that's a good idea. I'm surprised he picked that up. You know, I'm surprised. Because Gerald Albright will always give you that whiplash effect, man. Because you never know what Gerald Albright's gonna put out of his hat. He's like a musician, a musical musician. But what they call those magician, a musical magician is what they call it. That's what I'm gonna call it because Gerald Albright, he's gonna give you that whiplash effect, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Whereas you know Dave Koz, like I said, all of these guys are exceptional instrumentalists, but Dave Koz has that smooth, fat, like he has girth when he plays. His licks give you girth. So any of these songs like 25 or 6/4. Or 24, 6/4. I think it's 24, 6/4. But anyway, in 24, 6/4, Dave Koz gets this. He gets the. I think he's playing the lead. I really think he's playing the lead because I hear a lot of girth. I hear a lot of girth that Dave Koz plays in his tone. So that it's girth, but. What Dave Koz, I know Dave Koz, he likes to lean into his notes. So when he plays that he's leaning into it. That blues, he's stretching that dress out. He's stretching each dress out. I'm pretty sure that's a concert A, F sharp for alto saxophone. That last note in the chorus, of that 24, 6/4, and I'm pretty sure that's a concert A. So when he goes into that concert A, he's not only playing that concert A, but he's jazzing that concert A. Oh boy, he's giving that concert A the business, man. But the reason I say concert A because no matter what instrument you play, if you know the concert key, you know what sound that he's supposed to be making. You know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? But once he hits that concert A, he hits it every time. It's that same girthy. He's leaning into it, man. He's giving it to you. And when that background sound comes in, every saxophone player, that staccato in that shaka-da-da-da bop. It's just really powerful, but you can hear every horn. The mixing was really good on that song, so I really like it because it's really hard to really get every song like that shaka-da-da bop. It's really hard. It's really separated. It's really articulated. It has the articulation is a more together thing. Until the end where they hit that last note, that staccato, it's really shaka-da-da-da bop. So you got to hit every saxophone in there. And as a smooth jazz artist, what you want to do is have a contemporary bright sound. Well, everybody has a contemporary bright sound. Everybody has like a metal mouthpiece that they're playing with. Everybody has these these horns with fat sounds. So you really have to make sure you separate it. But see, everybody stylistically is different, man. Yeah, Bear is different from Kaz. Kaz is different from Albright. Albright is different from Richard Elliott. So if you're a good mixer, you can actually find out who's playing what horn at what time. You see what I'm saying? And give them the right amount of, sound engineering. Like Dave Kaz said in that video. It's about volume. So yeah. And Always There was a song that I heard not Dave Kaz, it was Boney James and Kirk Williams and other people play. Well, it was technically that term they call and friends again. So it was Kirk Williams and friends playing Always There, and that's when I was really starting to research jazz and researching what songs do they play nowadays, what do they get into. So going back to that full circle that Dave Kaz is, he always put me, more than one jazz artist puts me back in full circle, because the music connects, the artist connects, the times connect. All this stuff is bringing back, most artists sample, but to be able to take a melody and do something with it, it's totally different from just, okay, I'm a singer and I'm just going to perform and sing this song that's already been sung. Yeah, but the thing is, if you can take a chord progression, if you could solo off of it, and you could take that same chord progression and solo off it, do background licks to promote, not only play what they or sing what they have said in lyrics, but to actually blossom and I guess ignite that same flame, promoting that same flame that they're singing to produce a product of music that's on fire. But it's a song you've already heard. 25 or 24 or 64, you already heard that. Take 5, you've already heard that. But if you can just hear it in a different way, it'll inspire a whole generation. Why? Because this jazz versus jazz thing that I always talk about, the old school versus the new school, and it being a separate jazz community, that's why people don't want to listen to our music. This bridge between the gap is really what we need. Bring those old songs back, getting the older people back into it, getting the younger people back into what the older people like. Because, the older people are always going to tell the younger people, oh, you don't know the music back in my time. You don't know about that old school hip hop, or you don't know about that old school this, that, and the other. So sometimes, kids, not only do they want to have their own, thing that they can say that's theirs, but they also want to be able to look back and say, oh, I remember that artist that my mom and dad remembered. So when we bring these songs back, we're really trying to make a family out of the music, make the music relate to each other. And that's ultimately what it's about, man. So ultimately, when it comes to Summer Horns, I love this album because of the principles it was made off of. The idea of bringing songs back that everybody knows, so everybody can relate to them. And so it would be more than just, just songs that were just created. Now, of course, created songs are good too, but they won't get as much shine as songs that are legendary. I Got You, Reasons. Oh my goodness, did I talk about Reasons? Let me get Reasons right before I close out, guys. And I know I've been holding you guys up, but I'm going to talk about Reasons now, where they have like the really good saxophone player. I think pretty sure that's Dave Kaz, where he leans into that Reasons lyric. He leans into it when he plays that concert E. It's a concert E. It's a C sharp for alto saxophone, and it's an F sharp for tenor saxophone. And it is just, you have to lean into it. That's what Dave Kaz does. That's what he does. This is how I know it's Dave Kaz. But that's what it's either a bear or Kaz, who, oh my goodness. y'all don't know, man, but I love Reasons because it's a song that my director liked in high school. And when he sung it, and he loved it so much that he had it written, I think he wrote it for the band, and then we were actually able to play it as one of our slow features, I believe, But Reasons is just a wonderful song played by EWF. It reminds me of the happiness of my family, my parents when they were coming up, and the songs that they say, as kids. Oh, you youngsters don't know about this music, and then we hear it and we actually like it. So I love EWF. It reminds me of the rich soul of the African American community for a band like EWF to play with their horns in the background, just like these horns. And these horns in the background just did it justice. And those of you who say that, the original is always best. I think that they really did, a really good job, and it really is comparable to the original. So this is Devin. These are my favorite songs from Summer Horns, and wishing you guys good sound from Project Sax.